event for you. This is the ASEAN Under-23 Mandari Cup 2025. And up next, it is Myanmar, who will face off with Timor-Leste. Stay with us as we take you through this encounter. The teams walk out in just a bit. We've had a couple of exciting games so far. Three to be well, honest, and I do believe every single game has had an amazing contest laid before us. We've seen skill, we've seen passion, and it's time now to get into the fourth game of the event and the first in Group C. Don't bother about the math, just leave it to me and I'll sort that out. Our officials, the main referee for today, of course, is Fairuski Nofal Adia of Indonesia. We'll get you acquainted with his team in just a bit. Very, very keen on actually looking at this clash myself, because I've been following the Timor-Leste team as well as the Myanmar team, and it's really great to see, well, both these squads out here. I couldn't be more excited. They're an integral part of the ASEAN football community. And a contest would be incomplete without these wonderful lads. Many of which, of course, ply their trade on foreign shows. Let's get to that later. First up, it's going to be the national anthem of Myanmar. Stay with us. Up next, it's going to be the national anthem of Timor-Leste. There you go, the national anthem of Timor-Leste. Now, of course, let's get you acquainted with the teams. It's going to be an interesting game up ahead. For me, every game is interesting, and the reason is because, well, you've got such great teams on board. The starting 11 here, And we're going to be looking at Myanmar. Of course, the head coach is Hisashi Kurosaki. In the team, of course, there's Heng Tat So, Mo Sui, Tu Wai Yan, Sakan Cho, Shine Wana Ong, Kanto Ong, Zomin Tien, Han Zin Hen, Wai Yan Lin Tu, Yi Yin Po, and Min Mo U. Let's get you acquainted with our officials as well. And there we go with our officials. Our main referee is Fairuski Naufal Adia of Indonesia. He's being assisted by Ali Muhammad Faisal of Brunei Darussalam. Second assistant referee Galicia Paul of the Philippines. Fourth official Yudi Nurchaya of Indonesia. Reserve assistant referee is Kimsi Pasal of Cambodia. Match commissioner Wo Hoi Te of Vietnam, and a referee assessor is Kamran Prichai of Thailand. That's Kamran Pricha, just to correct myself. And our captains, Mo Sui of Myanmar, and for Timor-Leste, that's Zenevio Mota. Zenevio plays for a club in Singapore, the Tanjong Pagar. So there we go with the starting lineup for Timor-Leste. It's going to be, well, Oliveira, Perugia, Jackson, Aiden, Palomito, Olagar, Gustavo the captain, Fredeliano, Bobbio, Luis Figo, Anizo, and the head coaches Simon Pablo Elisech Correa. The goalkeeper is Edigio Oliveira. And that's Hisashi Kurosaki, the head coach of Myanmar. And that's Simon Elisech Correa, the head coach of Timor-Leste. Two very different coaches, actually, if you ask me, and I'm actually relishing the thought of what's going to happen on the pitch, because these two bring a very different coaching style. Kurosaki has his own brand that he brings, to the team that he mentors, and well, Simon Elisech is such a enthusiastic, camper, ready to try out almost anything and everything that works. So very, very keen on seeing this. It's been pouring, actually. It just started just about the time that the national anthems were about to start, and it's into the first half. This is going to be a very exciting encounter, and I do hope the rain lets up a little bit, not for anyone else, but just for the players. In my playing days, of course, we used to love this kind of weather, but that was only for after-school football, not for competition. Because during the contest it can, make it very challenging for the footballers to navigate through. Having said that, you've got a world-class surface here, so no worries about that. It's such a lovely stadium. I've really enjoyed my time here, and going to enjoy it more for the next couple of days till we get to that knockout stage and then the finale. So here we go, quick opportunities that we're looking for. It's Tu Wai Yan. Number 5, Aiden Pereira. Or Aiden. I do have a mate of mine in the United States who's called Aiden, and I do have a mate of mine in the UK who's called Aiden. Both have the same name spelling. Pretty much a case of potato, but easy for me to distinguish. So Myanmar really looking to hold on to possession here, and I think that that's a key part. There's always going to be, that willingness to step it up. They are very feisty contenders. Liam Faruga takes the throw in. There will be opportunities galore for both sides. Well, off the half line. But having said that, I do believe, well, Timor-Leste will be very, very eager, well, to prove their worth in this tournament. We've got the Fowler brothers in there, Jackson and Nicholas. Well, Jackson is the elder, if I'm not mistaken. Well, just going to run through his number. Yeah, he's the number 4. Jackson Matthew Pereira Fowler, and he's 20 years old, and his younger sibling, who's 18, is Nicholas Fowler. Nicholas Jose Pereira Fowler. Nicholas works or plays as a forward. Jackson plays primarily as a defender. Both play for Sydney Olympic. Born and brought up in Australia. Their mother is from Timor-Leste. She's Timorese. The father is Australian. And the boys, of course, represent Timor-Leste. And it's wonderful to have them on board. Skilled players, both of them. Jackson, an integral part of the team as well in the defense lines. Time for Timor-Leste to pull it away. Barbio. And just a nudge there on Shainwana Ong. Well, right amidst the downpour of rain, it's fairly thick sheets that are coming down, actually. Or maybe it's just because there's so much of clarity and light that you can see. I can see it very clearly, but it is fairly heavy. Here's Mo Sui, decides to get it to the left flank. On the outside, he's got Min Mohu. It's quickly cleared by Jackson Fowler. Right behind it now, Anizo. So very early days, of course, in its match, and I'm not even going to suggest anything. But let me remind you, of course, in case you missed out on the past couple of games, just to get you up to speed. Well, this is the ASEAN Under-23 Mandiri Cup 2025. It's the pinnacle of Under-23 football in the region. And, well, you do see some of the finest ever talent. And sometimes you blink and you're going to miss this talent because they then move on to play for senior teams. But and they're not eligible then later on to play for the Under-23, but this is a chance to actually catch them right on that verge of stardom, some of them already having achieved it. So here it is, just to give you, well, the information. The Mandiri Cup 2025 has 3 groups, Group A, B and C. Group A matches, of course, were done with yesterday. That's the match day 1 games. But today for the Group C game, we had Cambodia versus Laos, which ended in a 1-1 finish. Very, very well contested game. And then in Group C, you've got Myanmar and Timor-Leste, who are contesting their game right now. There'll be a break, of course, tomorrow before we can get into the next day's event. In Group A, we've got Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines and Brunei. Group B, Vietnam, Cambodia and Laos. And in Group C, Thailand, Myanmar and Timor-Leste. Here on the outside, that's picked up by Tuwayan. Just a view of the action. Liam Farugia. Oh, that's a sneaky pass in there. Absolute opportunity for a goal, but, well, Jackson Fowler's got it covered. Well, that was quick on the draw, if you ask me. Didn't take too much of time. Myanmar right there in the box, slips it past the goalkeeper. And Jackson, of course, just tails it before he can clear it out of harm's way. That would have been the first goal from Myanmar. Received there by Zenevio. Well, that's a quick run. Did get down the left flank. That's Olagar Xavier. It's really interesting to see how, well, a lot of the lads now in different countries right around the ASEAN region, and they do get to play in other countries. A couple of the lads from Singapore playing for, Thailand clubs. And then the same way you have one of the lads from Timor-Leste, that's the captain, of course, playing in Singapore for a Singaporean club. And then you have well, lads from Laos and Cambodia also playing in foreign clubs. And it's just amazing because when they come back to play for the country, they do bring in a lot of what they've learned, observed, have been influenced by. And he's really very hungry for a goal here. Myanmar, well, doing his level best down the left. I think a tad bit of support, and he'll definitely find the back of the net. So, well, it's the second time around, or the third time around, or two occasions he's had an attempt on goal. One was, of course, when he did provide an assist. He's been, well, I'm just going to say it simply. He certainly is a problem for Timor-Leste. Swing a quick exchange of the ball. Well, that's the third time around he's got close, doesn't find the target, but Myanmar definitely wants to, and it's almost like a sole crusader leading this, leading his team. He's had 3 efforts on goal, and one was pretty much on target. Well, the stadium, design is quite fascinating. If you were in the seated area, it's constructed so beautifully that well, you do get a little bit of that spray if you're sitting too close, but none of the water really touches the stands at all. Very thoughtful construction work being done here and design. Well, that's player against player. Really wasn't expecting that, I think. Fabio getting the ball off Olagar. Outside. I do believe Liam Perugia will also be very keen on his team winning this battle. We're throwing. Wayam takes it. Pulled away by Zenevio. His full name is Zenevio Morientes Gustavo Conceição Mota. decided to take a chance, and that's the opening goal. I love that celebration. Shine Wana Ong with the first goal, and he's certainly beginning to shine here today, true to his name. So 1-0. I really thought it was Zowen Thien who was going to take the strike, but I think smartly picking out his man. He just saw that coming, and Shine definitely aided by that deflection, and that's what beat the goalkeeper. That deflection straight off, well, defender Liam Perugia's foot was making the difference. That's what boxed keeper Egidio Oliveira. Well, not taking anything away from that strike, but I'm just saying. So Myanmar have got the lead as they lead 1-0. Now taking it across as best as he could. That was Olagar Fernando. The rain's just got really, really heavy in the past couple of minutes. I do believe, well, with just 15 minutes done, there's still time for Timor-Leste to try and find the equalizer as soon as they can and get back into the action. But having said that, it was a wonderful strike earlier from Shine Wana Ong. Well, every time I see a goal celebration, I always think, boy oh boy, we've got to thank Roger Miller of Cameroon for that. An offside goal will send the players back to their side. So taking the kick, that's going to go the way of Timor-Leste, which is why Jackson Fowler was given the opportunity, but that's pulled away right now by Anisa Correa. about 17 minutes and well, just under 18 minutes. Myanmar still holding that single goal lead. Chance opportunity here, and every time I think the number 10 gets the ball, but Zolvin Tien. I would worry if I was Timor, and let's not forget that bundle of energy, Myanmar. Now, Zenevio. Zenevio very keen on making the difference. Just to give you a glimpse of that, of course, we did see a few changes as far as, well, Zenevio was concerned, and we do have one player who did slip there, but he's back up and about, and that was Aiden Pereira. Here's Heintet So. He's the goalkeeper of Myanmar, and creating all sorts of worries for the Myanmar defence line. It's Olagar Xavier. It's the second time around that he's got close. He's got a speedy pace, and I think, well, Timor-Leste, one of the key things for them is they can rely on pace. They're pretty fast, but having said that, so are the lads in red. The referee, well, not too pleased. Nisa Correa will take the kick. It was Tanto Ong who was just a bit upset. Zolvin Tien pulls it away. Best to chase it down was Tanto Ong. Zenevio, well, leading his lads on. You would think that with all the rain, well, these lads would have their spirits dampened. It's quite the contrary, actually. Now these lads have just taken the pace of this game up by another notch. And that's what I've always said this. I'll wait to watch these two teams because they bring in so much of passion into the game. And when they do bring that passion, it just shows one thing. Respect for the contest. That's what it is. And these lads have the highest degree of respect for the contest, which is why they play with such passion. And that's great for you and me. So the lads in white definitely will have to look towards that equalizer as soon as possible. Well, time is of the essence. a corner opportunity, and it is Zenivio Gustavo who will step up to take it. Works primarily as a midfielder. He can play attacking, defensive, can fall back into, well, the centre-back's role too. It's the reason why he leads the team, and that's turned away by the Myanmar defence. Oh, that would have been on target. Slow as it was, collected there by Hein Tet So, but Liam really making the effort here. That's Liam Perugia. Zenivio chasing it down all the way to the keeper just to get acquainted. Perugia back again, sends it to Fabio. Fabio to Gustavo. Well, I do like the name Zenivio, and there's a reason for it. But don't forget the Portuguese, well, influence, and just reminds me of one of those legends of Portuguese football that one of my older relatives was a huge fan of, Eusebio. What a player in his day. Liam Perugia sending it through to Olagar, and that flag's gone up. Oh, I've got to credit our referees as well. Well, let me just say this: while it is, as I said, it's fun to play in the rain when you're young, but in a tight contest, it is a challenge, and you've got to credit these lads for it. Absolutely super to see them not just playing, but taking up their performance by a notch. And that's what you call a real hardcore team. Two of them. And then let's put our officials together there as well. Well, more power to these lads for putting on a show for us. Well, two players who've been getting up close to that Timor-Leste back line. One of them has been Min Mo U, the number 22, and then the number 9, Tanto Ong. Both lads play a very attacking style. They're fairly hungry when it comes to goal scoring. And I think Min Mo U just set, the pace of the game for his teammates. And that's pulled away by Gustavo. Quick header back from Perugia. Fabio. Oh, it's Olagar, sorry. That ball's going to sail away. Well, that's just a little bit unfortunate. Quick apology there from Satan Chaw. And Luis Figo is down on the pitch. He's back up and about. I'm definite his parents would have been, well, fans of, well, that's the number 16, but Luis Figo is the number 19. And his parents would have definitely been fans of the Portuguese, I'm not going to say legend to make him sound old, but that Portuguese wonderful footballer that we've all enjoyed watching. Well, that's a quick exchange of feet here but Myanmar will claim it. Sent to the left flank by Kansen. Jackson Fowler saying, keep calm and play on, lads. Anasio Correa. Lovely through pass there from Mosui. Oh, that ball just found its way in, but Chainwana Ong will be denied his brace. He's got the ability to strike. He's got a fairly sure foot on him. Goes in with the left foot on this one. Well, he did start the action. There was a bit of give and go there. Just a gentle flick. Did get the right touch, just the direction that needed to be aligned a bit more. But having said that, with the touch from the opposition, and that's going to be a corner opportunity. And stepping up to take it, it is Min Mo U. And Chainwana Ong, well, saying that none of his teammates got a touch of it. So we're closing in on the half-hour mark, and it's Myanmar still holding that slender lead. Through an opportunity taken by Sakan Cho. That's Luis Figo Ribeiro. His full name is Luis Figo Pereira Ribeiro. So Liam Perugia will receive the benefit of that call. Nevio Gustavo gets it away, and that's straight off the hand. A bit unfortunate there. Palomito will be guilty this time. That's a free kick opportunity. Will be taken by Zobin Tien. It's one of the most unique things, isn't it, about human nature, and all of us get caught with it on the football field. Sometimes just to react, it's just your reflex. Oh, that could have been a bit dangerous, and that's going to be a corner granted. Slippery hands there from Egidio Oliveira, and I don't blame him. It's probably the rain as well. Well, that just fell through. Well, he was alert to the danger of it, you know, skipping back into the goal, or spinning back into the goal, but I think, well, it just increases the stress a bit for you to defend. And here's Myanmar was pretty much thrilled that he's got another corner opportunity and maybe a chance for Myanmar to score a second. Was looking to glance that in. Chain Ong. And that won't find the target, but Myanmar still making the effort. And I do believe it was Ye In Pyo. Wanted to make that count. Here's Jackson Fowler. Taken there by Huayan. And he'll do the honours again. Back to Shine Ong. An appeal there, and he'll be happy that it's granted. Tanto Ong. He's a feisty player, reminds me of another lad that used to play for Myanmar and also came up through, you know, the under-19, the under-21, under-23 Chilin. Absolutely gem of a lad off the pitch. But he was a feisty player on the pitch, and he played with such passion. Gustavo gets it off his opponent's back. Myanmar not willing to relinquish possession as of now. Saikan Cho taking it through as Luis Figo to deal with. And Luis, well, gets it away just in time. Well, that's quite a balance if you ask me. Myanmar possession 52, Timor-Leste 48. 6 attempts on goal, of course, from Myanmar. They've been more than Timor-Leste have had 2, but the real, well, the possession has been, well, interesting here, right? It's almost the same. Well, just 4% separating the two. To be fair, Myanmar have had the slender advantage right through this half. And, well, there's still a little under 9 minutes left before we can hit the 45. And I do believe anything can change within that period of time. Oh, lovely through pass. Opportunity here for a goal, and the referee's pointed to the spot. This is trouble here for Timor-Leste. And a caution being handed out to the goalkeeper, Egidio de Oliveira. His middle name, of course, is Tristan. Oh, that's a bit unfortunate. Touch there, straight on the player. Well, as a keeper, you really have to do your best to defend, and I think that's what he was trying to do, but that's got Tanto Ong off his feet. And Tanto Ong has had a few, well, run-ins with the opposition. Having said that, it's an offering on a silver platter here now for Myanmar. A chance to double their tally. And stepping up to extend his team's tally, it is Zhou Tien. Can he convert from the spot? That's the question. Both teams will wait with bated breath. And that's 2-0. Well, kept it fairly close to the post. And Zhou Tien makes it 2-0 for Myanmar, as he converts from the spot. And keeper Tristan, well, diving the other way. No chance there of a save. Nothing fancy, just a very, very reliable left foot wall attempt. So Myanmar have got 2 goals in the bag. Zhou Tien. Well, does well here. And Olagar starting off once again. So Tien and Wanaong have done well here for the team in that first 45. It will be interesting to see how Timor-Leste, of course, step up. Well, their game, they'll have to step up to the occasion, rather. Liam Perugia. Here's Senevio Gustavo. Smart pass there to Perugia. Perugia still very much with it. It's back to Gustavo. Perugia keeps that ball well in play, sending it back to Aiden. Here's Paul Jackson. Jackson to Anisa Correa. Back to Aiden. Gustavo still with it. Bit of fancy footwork from him, but that's defensive measures taken for Myanmar by Kontin Hang. And it's going to be a corner opportunity for Timor-Leste. Just looking back at the number 5, Aiden da Costa Pereira, plays for Trofense, which is in the Liga 3 in Portugal. Represents the Timor-Leste team. And the lads in red were able to turn that danger away very quickly. Didn't have to sweat too much for it. Here goes Fabio. 7 attempts on goal for Myanmar with 3 on target, 2 for Timor-Leste with 2 on target. Possession has been fairly close. As I said this earlier, just in this first period, definitely Myanmar have had the edge. And then, of course, that penalty opportunity just increasing their advantage. Well, going in for the long shot, but that'll be picked up rather safely. No worries at all for Heintet So here. Jackson Fowler. Well, just getting his lads to, well, regroup, fall back into formation. And he's literally talking about, well, them going one-on-one, keeping a track of the opposition. Well, as a defender, first thing you'd think is to mark an attacking player. It's just a part of your job, really. That's some quick work being done. Olagar pulling it away. Will retain possession. It's back to Jackson. Anizo. That's good interception there by Wana Ong. Well, that needs a clearance, but I think that's played well. Aiden Da Costa, well, does not give up possession. He's got Liam Perugia in. Now here's Zenevio Gustavo. And it's back to the captain. Well, he has got some skills, this young lad, but the Myanmar defense, 3 lads in red, good enough to get the ball away from one. By Yan Lin Tu now. So 2 minutes of added time is what we have in this first 45. 2 minutes of added time. Oh, what a thrill it's been so far, and the lads from Myanmar will have got something to talk about. Definitely an opportunity in disguise, you think. Free kick opportunity. Oh, that's punched away. Heintetso taking no chances this time. He does want to, well, keep that lead intact that his team has. Through an opportunity for Myanmar. Straight touch here. Timor-Leste have done well. That's a superb goal. What a shot there. And that was so needed. The captain leads by example. And it's now 2-1. Absolutely sublime strike from Zenevio Morientes Gustavo Conceição Mota. And all said and done, you've got to credit Fabio for pulling that ball away, for stealing possession, and that's what really got the ball rolling. Heintetso is not pleased, but that is a sublime strike. The Mandiri Cup 2025. We've had so many exciting moments, and here's the funny part, we're just getting started. So it's been absolutely amazing. So here we go. It's a bit of joy as well for Timor-Leste. What a way they played in that last 7 minutes. Just claimed the game for the time being. And it's Myanmar 2, Timor-Leste 1 at halftime, with Win Thien and Wana Ong scoring for Myanmar and Gustavo reducing the deficit for Timor-Leste. So we'll be back with you in just a little bit. Even the rain was not good enough to dampen this game. It's been a superb outing for both teams. Join us in just a little bit as we get into the next 45 of this smashing encounter. So welcome back to second half action, and let's remind you once again that this is, of course, well, day 2 of the event. This is the ASEAN Under-23 Mandiri Cup 2025, and it's going to be an interesting second half battle for us. Timor-Leste and Myanmar locked in battle. This is a Group C match day 1 encounter, and it's the first game, of course, in this group. We've had a really exciting turn of events with Myanmar taking a 2-goal lead, and then just before the break, the captain of Timor-Leste, Gustavo, reducing the deficit. So that's how we start off the second period. Myanmar 2, Timor-Leste 1. We've also had a change. Jackson Matthew Pereira Fowler has been replaced by Alexandro Lemos, better known to us as Corsino. Well, his full name is Alexandro Paquito Corsino Lemos. Well, a stint in time, I'd say, from Aintat So. Well, did his level best to make sure that, you know, his team didn't lose, well, that advantage that they had. He was visibly upset, of course, when that goal was struck. But that was a really fantastic goal by the Timor-Leste captain, so you've got to credit him for it. And it's not something that you see, well, every day. Well, having said that, yesterday we had some, well, terrific goals too. Here's Min Mo-u. Captain Mo Sui, who's actually led his team very, very well here today. Well, this last 5 or 6 minutes of, you know, gameplay that we saw from Timor-Leste was exceptional. Here's Aiden. Does get knocked from behind, but they will get the benefit of that call. Luis Figo will be called for that. Min Mo-u. Ball being tripped over. That was a bit blatant, if you ask me. It's a free kick opportunity for Myanmar now. And Min Mo-u to take it. Well, that needed a bit of guidance, and I think it looked like it was Wana Ong who did get behind it. Could have been a fair chance here for, well, Myanmar to restore that, well, 2-goal advantage that they had in the first period. Well-crafted free kick. Set it up beautifully, actually. Min Mo-u, definitely one of the players to watch for Myanmar. He's a very accomplished lad. And it certainly looks like, well, the lads in white, well, do have a sniff of another goal. They'd want that equalizer soon enough. If they replicate what they did in the last 6 or 7 minutes of that first half, well, it's definitely going to be a huge contest. Well, did step on it there. That's Luis Figo. But it was down. So Timor-Leste do get a free kick. Was just looking back at the captain, Benevio Morientes Gustavo. Started primarily playing as a winger. Getting a word there from his coach. He's played for the Timor-Leste under 17, 19, under 23, and in the main team as well. He's been there since 2021. 1 goal in 9 appearances. And that's picked up safely. Well, smart thinking on the part of the Myanmar keeper. Definitely did see, well, the lad from Timor-Leste getting a bit too close for comfort. Yes, Olagar. So the teams the Timor-Leste captain has played for, the clubs are Boa Vista Timor-Leste, SLB Lolara, Priwong Sokseng Che. That, of course, is in Cambodia. And joined Tanjong Pagar United Club in Singapore in 2024. 34 appearances with 1 goal. And that's 50-50 as far as possession is concerned. Very interesting. I do love the way the lads in white have caught up. Gustavo chasing it away. That's taken smartly. It's a good backup plan as Alexandro steps in. It's back to Gustavo. Opportunity, and what a goal! What an outstanding goal! Luis Figo to the party this time. It's now 2-all. Oh, we've got a contest on here tonight. And if you were looking for sheer skill and entertainment in the Mandiri Cup 2025, here it is. Absolutely brilliant play. Breaking it down from the left flank was Gustavo, and then Alexandro pulling it away from his captain just to give him a helping hand. Wonderful delivery in there and a perfect glance. That's all that was needed, and Luis Figo, well, shines here, aided by the woodwork, but hey, you've just got to give him the credit for that, because sometimes it could hit the woodwork and go out. So, well, wonderfully done. It caught the inside of the woodwork, so more power there to, well, young Luis Figo Ribeiro. 2-all, and it's even Stevens all over again at 52 minutes. Well, Timor-Leste taken by surprise by Myanmar in the early part, almost late starters if you ask me, but what a way they played. Olagar Malik. We'll have to let go of that one, yes. Got a free kick opportunity. Myanmar will get behind it. Myanmar will be eager to restore, well, the lead they had. And here's Tristan. Egidio Lurio Corsino Jimenez de Oliveira, that's his full name actually. And that's in. Well, lead restored in no time. And Tonto gets a piece of the pie as well. Didn't take them too long. And that's pretty much payback. A glance from him too. It's now 3-2. 5 goals for the count. 5 goals. And there's still so much left in this game. Well, excellent delivery there. And just a perfect glance. Oh, beautifully done. That's a lovely goal. Well, turned his head around entirely, and it was struck in pretty much the same way that Luis Figo equalized just a while back. So 3-2 Myanmar with that lead restored. Now it's left to Timor-Leste to do it all over again. Just want to give you the next couple of games that will be played in the Mandiri Cup 2025. We do have, of course, a bit of a breather tomorrow. Oh, that's punched away. Tetsu getting rid of that delivery by Ulagar. So we do have a tiny breather tomorrow, and then we get back to the action on the 18th, where it will be back at the Gelora Bung Karno Stadium. Brunei will face off with Malaysia, and the Philippines will clash with Indonesia. And I think that's going to be a very interesting game, because both these teams, of course, did win. At the same time, Brunei and Malaysia will also be very keen on, you know, getting those points, because they missed out on them in their first outing, respectively. So interesting times for us. And then on the 19th of July, we return back to the Patriot Chandrabhaga Stadium here in Bekasi, where Laos will face off with Vietnam. That's going to be a big one. And Timor-Leste will face Thailand. So it's all happening right here, and it's looking like a really, really thrilling time for us. So the contest has been really exciting. And then don't forget, of course, we've got the knockout stages, which kick in later on. 25th of July is when the semi-finals will take place. And then on the 27th, you've got the 3rd and 4th place game. And finally on the 29th is the finale. It's going to be a big one. And if the host nation makes it through, boy, oh boy, it's going to be an all-night party. Gustavo, well, really chasing it down. He's been giving it his all. The captain of Timor-Leste. And I do believe that coach Simon Elisech has got his thinking cap on. Well, coach Simon had previously coached Timor-Leste from October to December 2017, and he took the country to a runner-up finish in an international tournament that was held at that time. He's got a very interesting career behind him. He was born in Santiago, Chile. He's about 47 years old. Very enthusiastic manager, if you have to watch him. A thinking manager too. Most managers do think. That some do, well, most of their strategizing before and at the break. He's been in charge of a couple of teams, including Asalam Karketu Delhi, Timor-Leste in 2017, Aceh United, PSAB Great Aceh, then PSPS Riau, PS Siak, and took over the Timor-Leste coach's role and the under-23 coach's role in 2024. He's very, very fond of Timor-Leste and the kind of passion these lads play, but that could have been another goal, but stop there. Tetsu, well, keeping that strike at bay. wonderful opportunity really for Timor-Leste to have got a third one in, but that is a good bit of defensive work by the goalkeeper. Lovely header as well. So an opportunity taken by Sakancho. And I must say, Luis Figo has been on the trot, well, ever since that, well, second goal. Definitely wants another one in the back. 60 minutes in, Myanmar lead 3-2 over Timor-Leste. A reminder that this, of course, is the Mandiri Cup 2025, and we are coming at you live from the Patriot Chandrabaga Stadium in Bekasi, Indonesia, which, of course, is West Java. As I said this earlier, beautiful area, very clean air around here, and right here in the stadium, it's been amazing. He's played a good role as well. Found the breakthrough in this game. Shine one on. So just to give you a little bit of background on the Mandiri Cup 2025. Well, do keep in mind the fact that the ASEAN Under-23 Championship started off a long time back. This is the 5th edition of the championship, and well, Vietnam are two-time defending champions, having won. Oh, and that's another sublime strike, and that's a brazier for Tanto Ong. You would think, well, I do believe it really is. Well, 2 goals in succession. And it's Myanmar U. Well, what a sublime shot from him. That's a terrific left footer. Well, Tanto Ong almost claimed that one. So, Myanmar U with a strike. Absolutely wonderful. And it's 4-2 and well-deserved. Well, he's been providing those assists. He's been creating those, well, goal opportunities, and finally Myanmar U gets one as well. So no brace there for Tanto Ong. He'll have to wait his chance. So 4 goals for the count, and now it's 4-2, and Myanmar have their 2-goal lead restored. I think it's going to be now, well, quite a challenge, because Timor-Leste have got to get back into it. They did it the last time around, and they've got the skills to do it again. But I'll be 6 goals. Well, we had 8 goals in the game when Indonesia played host to Brunei Darussalam yesterday, but that was all one-sided. This is 4-2, goals on both sides. Let's wait and see, because you've still got 27 minutes to go. I just love the intensity of this game today. It's been, well, both teams, you know, playing with so much of passion and pride. And, well, it's just amazing to see that. That's a real contest. So it's all left to Timor-Leste to do now. Here's Olagar. Gets it straight past Gustavo. Sends it out of line. Through an opportunity for Myanmar. Myanmar U will claim it. That's another delivery in. And I do believe, well, Shinwana Ong wants a second goal as well. Well, one thing is for certain, that, well, this defense, the defense line behind, and the last line of defense for Timor-Leste, they'll have to be really cautious. So 46% possession for Myanmar. Timor-Leste have enjoyed a bigger share of it with 54%. But 5 goals on target in 10 attempts for, well, Myanmar, and 6 goals on target in 7 attempts for Timor-Leste, and that will just tell you what a role Hein So has played in this. You kind of sometimes forget that the goalkeepers really outperform most of their teammates, and you rarely even notice it. But what a performance from him. So Korea gets the benefit of this call. Here's Gustavo. He has to run around, putting his dribbling skill on display. It's Olagar Malik. Good pass to Gustavo. The Myanmar backline alert to the danger, even as Alexandro Corsino was trying to take that through. It's back to Corsino. Olagar. Corsino, ball just playing well tagged there with his teammates. Yes, Tuwayan. Well, that's a clash there. But you got to do what you got to do to save the day. And Tristan just stepping out. Clashes there with Tanto Ong. Tantong has been right there in front of the goalkeeper's face. Well, every time that ball gets there, he's been a constant, well, threat to the Timor-Leste, well, defense. Because every time, I'm sure that that ball, well, sails towards the Timor-Leste keeper, and he just blinks, and the next thing he knows, he looks at Tanto Ong right in front of him. And that's really what you've got to do. You've got to keep that intensity. That's been, well, quite admirable from the lads in red. So 4-2 as it stands. Timor-Leste do have a bit of time to equalize. Remember, if they do, they'll share the spoils. Otherwise, well, the points will go straight to Myanmar, who also played an excellent game here today so far. And there's still more left. It's a good pass from Anizo Correa to Aiden. Luis Farugia hasn't had too much of time with the ball in this second period. And stepping out of his zone, I think that's a risky but a well-calculated move from the Timor-Leste custodian. And we've got two players down, one in red, one in white, and that all happened when Luis Figo went through. I think he needs a bit of help as well. That's what happened. Well, his foot just turned there a little bit, but definitely taken a bit of pain. Luis Figo. Let me say that again. Luis Figo Ribeiro. Here's Tristan. Bit of an encounter there between Gustavo and the lad from Myanmar. We've also got a change coming on as Tanto Ong will come off, and in for him it's going to be Win Piem Ong. We've also got Ian Pyo going out, and it's Arkar Kyo who will replace him. Tantong has definitely played a great role here today. I think he should be proud. Really taking that through. Could be a chance here to create something. Oh, that's an absolutely sublime run. Still very much with it. It's Fretilano. And that was on target, but it will be collected safely by Hein Tetso. Timor-Leste have definitely got what it takes. It all boils down to one bit. Can they convert? Because you've got a Myanmar keeper, the under-23 squad, who has just one aim, and that's to stop everything that comes his way. And he's been fairly successful, except for those 2 goals. Duwayan is all smiles. We did speak about the Timor-Leste coach. Let's take a quick look at Hisashi Kurosaki, the man in charge of the Myanmar under-23 team. He's 57 years old. Used to play as a striker. Played for Japan for the national team from '89 to 1997 with 4 goals and 24 appearances. He's also played for a couple of clubs, including Honda FC, Kashima Antlers, Kyoto Purple Sanga, Vissel Kobe, and a few others in Japan. And the reason I'm saying that is because he started his managerial career with Albirex Niigata, the Japanese club, then moved to a Chinese club where he was in charge of Qingdao West Coast. And in 2025, that's when he took over his first role as manager of the national team. And this, of course, is the Myanmar under-23. Had a good run as a player. Still has to pull in the accolades as a manager. I'm sure that he'll be able to do that. Because if you're looking at the Myanmar team and what he's done with them, of course the lads are just, they'll pick up and follow what the coach says and try and better it. And I've seen this with the Myanmar team in the past. So it's quite heartwarming to see them play. I was really excited to see both these teams. Was totally looking forward to it, but I think Coach Kurosaki has done very well with this team, and there's more to come from them. Straight back here to Tristan. Myanmar just taking the foot off the pedal for a tad bit. That'd be a good chance for Timor-Leste to cash in on that. Good pass back from Fretilano. Here's Olagar Malik. Back to Gustavo. Gustavo with the delivery, that's turned away by the defense. Oh, that is another sharp shot! Absolutely phenomenal shot there. And this time it's Fabio Pires. Well, making it, 4-3 for his team, or 3-4, so one more goal to equalize. Well, powered that one through. Fabio Pires spreading a bit of joy here for Timor-Leste supporters. Well, if you didn't know that, and if you didn't catch it, Fabio Cannavaro. Think about Fabio Cannavaro. This is Fabio with a V. No changes coming on. So it is Swantet who comes in for Myanmar. Myanmar who's played a great role here. Leonio, well, Quilton Freitas comes in for Luis Figo. And that's quickly, well, turned away by Tristan. He knows he's got to, well, defend tooth and nail. And I don't think that that's a plan for Shine Warner Ong, who wants to, well, take a shot at everything that comes close to him. Well, Tristan just doing a bit of damage control. Swantet has come in for Myanmar just about a minute back. And then, of course, it was Leonio Freitas who replaced Luis Figo. So 7 goals, 1 more goal, and we'll equal the highest scoring game in the Mandiri Cup 2025. And Alexandro, well, probably has a plan in mind, decides to go for goal, meets with an obstruction there from the defense. But Gustavo still with it. We'll get it back to Olagar Malik. Malik back to his captain. Gustavo is looking for that through pass, but well intercepted by Myanmar defense. Win Pei Mong taking that through. Interestingly, if I didn't say this earlier, but keep in mind the fact that Myanmar started off with a pretty orthodox 4-4-2 formation, and interestingly, it was Timor-Leste that went in with the 3-5-2. It's a very midfield heavy, well, formation where, well, 2 of those midfielders can play very well as defensive midfielders as well as switch to attack mode. And I do believe that, well, referee Fairuski, no foul. Adia is not at all pleased with the time. And that's because he wants the game well to continue. Lovely strike there earlier. And that's what you really need. That never say die attitude. And to keep at it. So Fabio Cannavaro doing well. There's Gustavo back again. He's been a very, very good leader. I must say that both captains have been fantastic. Mosui as well. I've seen him before in action. Absolutely wonderful, well, team leader. Getting a touch of the ball was Leonio Freitas. Daring run from Fratelliano, only to meet with resistance. Palomito. Well, Coutinho bringing down the opposition. That's Mosui, the Myanmar captain, the number 7. So only a single goal separate the teams on the pitch. Got another change coming on. Sakon Cho, the number 3, will move out and will be replaced by Myatpon Kont. Myatpon Kant is the next slide in. We also have, well, Shainwana Ong, who's being replaced by Somyo Zo, the number 11. So 5, well, new faces ever since we got into that second period of play for Myanmar. Can't say a fresh pair of feet. That's 5 pairs, to be fair. And, well, I accidentally used that word a few times. Sometimes you get caught up in wordplay. I do enjoy that, of course. So Timor-Leste do have a mission. Meanwhile, here's Tristan. He's had a few challenging moments in the game, especially in that first period when the lads in red were fiery with their attack. Absolutely wonderful play from both sides, and credit to the coaches. They've definitely got these lads going according to their strategy. I was just talking earlier about Aiden Da Costa Pereira, the number 5. And Gustavo asking for it. They do know that time is of the essence, and time will run out sooner than they can expect. There will be a bit of added time thrown in for stoppages. How good is that going to be? Well, we've got to wait and see. And I do believe that, well, we've got another lad down with the collision there. Timor-Leste winning the benefit of that call. Here's Aydin knocked over. Here's Alexandro. Pulled away just in time. So 5 minutes shy of hitting the 90 here at the Patriot Chandrabhaga Stadium in Bekasi, Indonesia. Remember, we are coming at you live from the stadium, and this is the West Java area. Quick turnaround there from Olagar. Alexandro chasing down everything that he can, but Bayan didn't do. Sends it back to his keeper. And Tetso tries to restore it back to his lads, but it's Timor-Leste who claim possession. Palomito. Olagar. It's back to Palomito. Back to Olagar Malik. Italiano. Here's Aydin. Looks like Aydin's cramped up too with his right leg. Italiano getting a push earlier. Looked like it was Mo Sui behind him, but I do love his name, Fetiliano de Jesus dos Santos. So just to remind you, this is of course match day 1 in Group C. Myanmar and Timor-Leste locked in a battle. Just 3 minutes shy of hitting the 90. And this, of course, is the Mandiri Cup 2025. It's been a, well, superb world contest so far. Here we go with another change as Olagar Malik comes off and he's replaced by Sandro Quintao. Sandro Lima Quintao. Olagar Malik has also played a very good role here today. Well, to be fair, I mean, both teams have really played, and I would just hate to see one team lose out in today's game. It's been such a well-contested battle, such a balanced battle. But hey, as it's always said, you know, may the best team win. So, Fedeliano de Jesus dos Santos is replaced by player number 8, Otmasio da Silva Guterres. And we've got one more change coming on here as Ricardo Bianco, well, comes in for Aydin Acosta Pereira. Just had a bit of a worry. Well, Aydin and Feteliano almost going the whole 9 yards. Played for a good 85 or 86 minutes. Luis Ferrugia takes the throw in. We will have a bit of added time, and I think it should be a couple of minutes because we've had quite a few stoppages in the second period. as we approach the 90. And that's, I'm not going to say that's what I said, but 6 minutes. We've had quite a few stoppages, so I think that's totally accounted for. 6 minutes, and that's the lease of life that Timor-Leste have to, you know, salvage a point, stay undefeated in the contest. Having said that, Myanmar have their own plans. One of the things I think we always misunderstand is when we confuse the under-23s as being, you know, some of the younger players who are still on the verge of, you know, reaching stardom. Well, there are some rising stars here, and we've seen it's been really a huge eye-opener for us just in these first 4 games. But there are already established stars as well. Here goes Gustavo. Gustavo going ahead with it. Will he take the strike? But that is smartly done. That is some intelligent football being played here. Alexandro with the equalizer and Gustavo setting it up. Well, the captain's done well. Had he gone in for the strike, it would have been another story. But that is an intelligent football mind. Gustavo, well, does spot his man to the left, picks him out well, because he's pretty much unmarked at that point. And here we go, Alexandro with the equalizer. It's 4-all, and it's game on back again here. Oh, that run from the captain. Absolutely paced himself out. And a through pass, beautifully done. Oh, that is wonderful play from Timor-Leste. And this is some stellar football on display. Alexandro, Paquito, Corsino, Lemos with the strike. 4-all. So Corsino puts his name on the scoreboard as well. And that's picked up safely by keeper Tristan. Timor-Leste will just have to hold on. Remember, we had 6 minutes of added time and we're already cruising through that. And I do believe Timor-Leste just making use of that really well. A push there on Alexandro from Kansen Hein. 4 goals apiece. And that is, of course, it ties with the highest scoring, or the highest scoring game in this event, which was the second game when Indonesia got the better of Brunei Darussalam. And that was 8-0, but here it is. It's a balanced affair. And if the score remains unchanged, there are times when you have to say a team has played out a goalless stalemate, and Corsino has also picked up a caution. I think that's for whipping off his jersey. Well, it's just the sheer excitement, isn't it? And you're living life a bit dangerously. That's quick thinking. Quick thinking on the part of Ricardo Bianco to clear that. So 2 cautions handed out. And once again, caught out of position there, Tristan, but he's got good backup from his teammates. Well, you can't walk the line of risk too often here. Well, this time it was Palomito to the rescue. Got an opportunity. So when Tyne takes it, that won't find the back of the net, but it's going to be another corner opportunity for, well, Team Myanmar. And all that they've done is just switch sides. This time it's Arkar Kyo. Well, from one foot to the other. Myanmar want that lead. They want that win desperately. That'll go past the near post. Good effort there from Zobentane. Well, 2-1 the score at half-time with that equalizer, you know, coming in from the captain of Timor-Leste. And now we've had 5 goals in the second period. And I'm sure that, well, Myanmar coach Hisashi Kurosaki is just as stumped as I am. What an event it has been. And as I said, you've got to credit both coaches. You've got to credit, well, Simon Elisech also, the way that he's led this team. And I said this, he's a very enthusiastic manager. Throws himself totally into, well, the game. And he's so involved right through and through. That was such a pacey run and such a smart pass. He had his eye on Alexandro coming down the left. Well, they literally, well, beat the defense there. That's definitely going to be a caution handed out. And it's Kansin Hein who picks up caution. That's a pretty nasty tackle. She brings down Otmasio. Well, Guterres. So Sinai picking up a caution. No worries here for, well, Tain Tet So, and what a game this has been as it ends even Stevens. Well, 2-1 with Myanmar taking a single goal lead into the break at half-time, and 5 goals in that second period. Wonderful equalizer by Alexandro to seal off well, this game with a draw. And I have to say, it's been a game not of two halves, but a game of two sides. Myanmar 4, Timor-Leste 4, the final score at the Patriot Chandrabhaga Stadium in Bekasi. So what a start this was in Group C, and I do hope you enjoyed the thrills as much as I did. I was really excited about this game, and just hoping that every single game, of course, will turn out like this, and it gets even better with each passing day. Tomorrow's going to be a bit of a break for us, but we'll be back with you on the 18th with more exciting action, and that, of course, will be from the Gelora Bung Karno Stadium. So my name is Glenn Mascarenas. Thank you once again for joining me to share the action of this wonderful encounter in the ASEAN Under-23 Mandiri Cup 2025. And I'll see you again the day after tomorrow. For now, it's time to say bye-bye.